Oh, man, so what are you talking about? Your show was a huge success.
Dude, it got canceled after a year.
Yeah, but you got good reviews.
Reviews are crap.
No, they're not.
Reviews don't mean anything in the studio world. The only thing they care about is money. You know, the bottom line.
Gross.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you know, it is an artistic field. People should care about the art more.
You are preaching to the converted.
And you, Sam, are a quality writer.
Thanks, man. You know, I need to hear that sometimes. I get insecure a lot about it.
Why?
Well, you know, I'm not a spring chicken anymore.
Oh, dude, you're like 32.
In Hollywood, it's like Methuselah.
The Bluetooth Virgin is about two friends who are both writers, one who's more successful than the other, and it's about the situation that happens when one of them has to deliver the bad news about his friend's new screenplay.
Well, what's the main problem?
It was written.
Oh, what's it about?
I don't know.
Are there characters?
I'm not sure.
Well, it sounds like an indie film.
You know, my film is, I think, a real love letter to writers and the writing process, and it really will appeal, I think, to the sense of humor to writers because it's a situation that all of us have been in, and you know, receiving criticism and giving criticism, and I think there's a lot of humor and a lot of emotion in that situation.
You can either lie, tell them you love it, or you can tell them the truth, take your chances. What would you do? Lie.
I actually never set out to write a low-budget film. I write scripts and then try and find what I think is the best way to make them into a good film. And so it seemed to me that this script that I had just written, because I was interested in the subject matter and I thought there was interesting things to be explored there, after I wrote it, I realized it could be done for a very modest budget. I think that the low-budget agreement that the Writers Guild has come up with is very realistic in terms of the size of films you're talking about and how much a writer should get paid to be involved with a film of that budget. I have other projects that are in various stages of development, and I felt that at this point in what I'm doing in my career that hopefully I'll be able to get some films going in a different way and in maybe a slightly larger way, and that this would just offer me some protection. The same thing has happened on both films that I've written and directed, which is it takes about, you finish the film and then you wait for a long time to get into your first film festival, and you premiere your film, and then you try and start generating some word of mouth and some reviews and hopefully some good press, and you try and think of who the most realistic distributors are for the film and who this material would really appeal to, and try and form relationships with those people. My goal is to continue to make films in a way that really serves the material. If I have a film that is a larger budget film, to try and shoehorn it into a low budget, I think is a mistake. And I also think it's a mistake to make a film that has a limited subject matter and spend a lot of money on it, because if it's going to have a small potential audience, I think it's smarter to keep the budgets low on films like that. So I guess really I take it film by film and trying to figure out what's the best way to make the best film out of this material. I just find it very fulfilling to make a film, and I've made films since I was a teenager, and I've always really charted my own path in terms of starting a film from the very beginning and taking it all the way through to the very end. And I find that way of making films very interesting. So I guess, be excited about the process of taking a script from beginning to end. It's pretty fun to see a movie take its form all the way through.